Let's make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise to God. Serve the Lord with gladness. Serve the Lord with gladness. Serve the Lord with gladness. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise to God. Let's make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise to God. I said that a lot of times. It was a lot the same thing. I'll bet you can figure it out. Could you just say the make a joyful noise part with me? I bet you can do it. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise to God. Let's make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise to God. And then it's just serve the Lord with gladness. Serve the Lord with gladness. Serve the Lord with gladness. Make a joyful noise. That's it. That's the B section. Here we go. Serve the Lord with gladness. Serve the Lord with gladness. Serve the Lord with gladness. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise to God. Let's make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise to God. You want to add that this time? Just add some snaps on those rests. Here we go. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise to God. Let's make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise to God. Serve the Lord with gladness. Serve the Lord with gladness. Serve the Lord with gladness. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise to God. Let's make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise to God. Yay. Come on out here. Come on out. Hi, ladies. I'm so glad you're back. Now you're how many of us? 11. Yay. Good. And we've got enough drums for everybody. Let's move that chair over here so it's out of our way. Thank you, Adrian. Move that out of the way. And come to the circle, please. The circle. Don't be afraid of the teacher. It's a big thing. My college students do the same thing. And I'm like, that's what my little kids used to do. And they'll make a knot circle over there someplace. So, yeah.
Either that or the little kids fight over home.
Well, so that could happen too. All right. So, yes, it does. All right. So we'll go here, Trista, around all the way to Jane. You guys are going to be group 1, and you'll be group 2, and I'll be with you guys. And it's just going to go, make a joyful, make a joyful. Let's just do the first section, see how we did. Make a joyful noise, make a joyful noise, make a joyful noise to God. Let's, ready, 2, 3. Let's make a joyful noise, make a joyful noise, make a joyful noise to God. Yeah. And then remember the serve the Lord with gladness, serve the Lord with gladness, serve the Lord with gladness, make a joyful noise. By that, what's that called when we get louder? Crescendo. Here we go. Ready? Serve that. Serve the Lord with gladness, serve the Lord with gladness, serve gladness, serve gladness, serve gladness, make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise. Yeah, here we go. Start over. Make a joyful noise, make a joyful noise, make a joyful noise to God. Let's make a joyful noise, make a joyful noise, make a joyful noise to God. I'm just going to do that much. Now, what I want you to do first is start with your right hand on your right leg and just let it go. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise to God. Let's make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise to God. That's it. Now, the right hand, I'm going to turn backwards for a second so you can see. The right hand is going to move over here. Your left hand is never going to your right leg, but your right hand is going to move to your left. This is, in Orff work, we call this body percussion. And the 4 traditional levels of body percussion, which we've used, are stamp, pat, clap, and snap. Now you see people do all kinds of stuff like, I do a piece that goes, okay? We've come together to sing. We've come together to dance. Isn't that fun? The kids love that. They love that because it feels like we're here, we're cool. Right? It's kind of like, yeah. But anyway, so this is, oh, and I should tell you that in German they are stampfen, klatschen, no, stampfen, patschen, klatschen und schnauzen. Don't you love that word, schnauzen? All right, so this is all for patschen. The whole thing is for patschen. And like I said, you're right. Why don't y'all stand just kind of in a mob right here and facing this way so you can see me? So tallish people in the back, smallish people in the front. Here we go. Yep. Come on over. Yeah. Okay, so y'all can see. And it's going to go like this. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise. Do that again. Make a joyful noise. And again. Make a joyful noise. How's it going? Great, awesome. I can't see you. Great. So I know some teachers have eyes in their back of their heads, but I really don't. Okay, so it's make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise to God. Okay, do noise to God. So it'll be noise to God. Was that right? No. Is it the other way? Make a joyful noise to God. There it is. Okay? Now where is let's going to be? And what you'll notice is that every strong beat is on your right leg. Make a joyful noise. Make noise. Make noise to God. And then there's a break. Let's make noise. Make noise. Okay, so that's always here. So it's going to be let's over here on your left. So you'll go, let's make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise to God. How's it going? Hey, I'm going to watch. I'll go backwards. Here we go. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise to God. Let's make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise to God. Y'all are awesome. Let's speed it up just a little tiny bit. Okay? Here we go. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise to God. Let's make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise to God. Good. And you're going to love this. All the rest of it is just on your left leg. It'll go, serve the Lord with gladness, serve the Lord with gladness, serve the Lord with gladness, make a joyful noise. Don't hurt yourself. You're going to do it on this side, which is your left here, okay? Here we go. So start softly. Serve the Lord with gladness, serve the Lord with gladness, make a joyful noise. Then, make a joyful noise. Either way is fine.
We did one in class, and I don't remember.
You don't have to do da. You don't have to do bum, 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 bum. You can just do make a joyful noise. Just there. So it'll be good. All right. So this time, can you just think the words in your head while you do this? Here. So let's avoid it until we get to the end and we really have to have it. This one's not quite as hard, but I'll play it because these two are a little harder. Let me see. Yeah, this one's good. So everybody just get a hand drum. We've got several. We've got enough. Excuse me, I'm sorry. We've got enough for everybody, I think. So let's get back in mock position. Tallish people in the back, smallish people in front. I always talk to the kids about circle position, and then we have kind of in front on the floor in front of the board position, and we have scatter position when we're getting ready to move, and then we have mob position. My sixth graders one year in Mesquite named it mob position, so that was theirs. Everybody got one, yay! And we had, oh good, and we even have that little one left. Yay, it worked out really well. We're going to learn how to play the hand drum today, because I think it's really important. And I want to tell you something else about these drums. A set of 6 is about $90. And they don't last forever because they're not tunable. And these heads do loosen up after about 15 years. And so they don't last forever. But we're talking about an investment of $200 or $300 to get a class set, a class for the whole group. I mean, a set for the whole group. So you can get 20 for a pretty decent amount of money. And the children love them, and you can do sacred stuff with hand drums. I mean, there are scripture readings about drums, right? So, or timbres or tabors or something, I can't remember. But anyway, so we can do things with hand drums. I actually taught this piece to my children at Holy Trinity Catholic School, and the priest let us do this that we're about to do in Mass on a Thursday morning. It was really cool. He was a cool priest. They were 4th graders. They were 4th graders. But this is totally doable with 5th graders and 6th graders. They love to play the drums. Okay? So here's what we're going to do. We're learning 2 strokes. Just the down stroke and the up stroke. So think about this first of all. Down is going to be this part of your hand. And you're just going to play about right here, like that. And you're being really limp. Now you don't want to hurt yourself and hit the rim. You hit the head of the drum, and it should pop like that. So try it right down. And hold this fairly loose. Good. Beautiful. We're all together. See, this is good. Beautiful. And is it popping? Okay. You don't want to use the palm of your hand. You're using kind of this. It's like you're using a mallet. This is also sometimes called the thumb stroke, but when I say that, it was like the kids wanted to isolate their thumb. So it's just this part of your hand right now. One time I was talking about this, and one of the kids went, "Miss Scott, that looks like a chicken drumstick." And I was like, "Okay, it does." Okay, down stroke. But he was right. It kind of does. It's weird. Okay. So here we go. The down stroke. Beautiful. So just leave it kind of down. Really be able to pop. And the upstroke is actually going to be played with these fingers. Sometimes it's the 3rd finger. Sometimes you get excited and use all 4 of them, and that's okay. The hand drum police won't show up, I don't think. They haven't yet for me. And we're going to play up, coming up towards your face like this. So just do this a couple of times so you get used to that. Up, 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 up. And you're not actually going to come up this high. I'm exaggerating so you can see where I am. But it's just going to be right here. It's going to go up. And it's making a circular motion. So you're going to clap it, way up. Beautiful. And again, so I don't hear a single person brushing it. And I almost always, when I work with adults, have people who do this, and children too, who kind of brush it. You are hitting it. You're doing well. Okay? Up a little bit more. Here we go. And so, good, be my echo. joyful noise. Do you hear it? Okay, so it's going to be make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise. Remember how we said that the downstroke was always on your right leg? So it's going to be the same way with the drum. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise. Try that with me. Here we go. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise to God. Can you stop for a second? Let's make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise to God. Remember where let's it was? Let's is on the upbeat. Yep, so it's going to be let's make a joyful noise. Okay, now if you get to this part, make a joyful noise. Try that. Try it again. Okay, I hear the brushing now, and I didn't hear that before, so be sure it's go. Again. My turn. Here we go now. Very good. And then let's is up here. 1, 2, 3. Let's. Pretty good. Okay, let's try the whole thing. Here we go. Sounds good. Okay, remember how the second section was all in one leg? It's all going to be up, so it goes like this. Watch it once. Here's it all. The hand drum please are not coming. Okay, so we're all right. So I use my whole hand. Okay, so it's starting really slow. We're ready to go back. Good. This time play Serve the Lord with Gladness and then go back to make a joyful noise. Here we go. Good, Christian. That was good. Who wants to go first? I don't think we need to play the whole thing. I think we need to let our hands rest for a second. Our legs took it for a while, and now it's our hands that are taking it. Okay? Who wants to go first? This group or this group? This group. This group? Good, you got it. Let's go, Judy. Okay, y'all kind of get in a little circle so you can see each other. Okay? All right. Ready? And we'll go second. Here. You got it? Here. Would you go? Okay, good. It gets heavy after a while. It does. Yeah. It's okay. Do you want to switch? Does anybody else want to switch? Okay, because we're going to make a switch in just a minute. Okay, ready? Here Yeah, good job, you guys. Now I want to do it one more time. And this time, does anybody else have a drum this size? Judy, you do. Okay, or Jerry, you do. Who else? Who has one this size? Amy's, like Amy's size. Okay. I think yours is just a little bit bigger, is it? Am I right? You know what? If you have a drum this size or smaller, come stand in this circle. And if you have a drum larger than that, go stand in that circle. And let's see what we've got. Okay, we're pretty good. Yeah, we're pretty good. No, you're stay over here. This is great. Let me hear your drum. Just play it once. Good. Good. Yeah, those are deeper.
Yours
We're gonna
is
do-
big, right?
And you know what? Do you think we should have the low drum start or the high drum start? Low drum start. Okay, we'll try it that way. Okay? Here you go. Okay, now let's have a final form. And I think, so for this, let's kind of open up and let's have like performance position. And this might be that we're going to have the parents come in at the end. Or it might mean that we're going to get to do this in church. You know, maybe it's the Wednesday night service or it's the Sunday morning early service or something like that. And it's just way to wake everybody up. So let's stay with your groups, but let's have a couple of lines so that we have the taller people kind of out here and the smaller people kind of in front of them.
Are we all facing the same?
All facing this way.
facing
Let's
that
have audience that way. Or should we have it that way since the camera's over there? I think it's good. This is good. Okay? And kind of get in the windows between, so if you'll stand right here between Amy and Clara. There you go. That's good. Yeah. Now I want to see everybody. Good. Looking good. And y'all got your window? So I can see you, okay? And let's put the drums down on the floor. You always put it head down. That way, if there's an incident and someone steps on it, it won't break the head of the drum. It'll probably, it might be bad, but it won't be destructive probably. Okay, so we've got the speech, we've got the body percussion, and we've got the drums. And we also have the idea of the round that we can do, the canon. So I think we should say the text first, don't you? We should just say it in unison maybe, so everyone hears what the text is. And then, do you want to do the body percussion next, or do you want to do the text and the canon? Round.
Body percussion.
Okay? And should we go straight to the round? Okay? And y'all start. Because it's easier if the same group always begins, so you guys will start.
So is the body percussion in the round, is that what you're saying?
Yes. Yeah. So go da 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 da. And then, now I'll tell you, the kids love the challenge of moving from one thing to another fast. They do. So they wouldn't want, you know, they are. And they're just going to go, make it da 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 da. I just did it. I think we can handle it. You get 2 beats there to get 2 beats. Yeah, So when you get done with the body percussion, and then should we just do that in the round also?
Yes.
Yep, and then that'll be it. So unison speech, body percussion in the round, hand drums in the round. Is that okay? All right, here we go. Before we start, I have the Bible. I had it earlier today. I think I packed it away in this. No? Oh. Here it is. This is, do y'all know which song? Cheat. I have a cheat. I can't remember whether it's 100 or 150. 150, it might be. I have to look. I'm not even sure which one. I know it is. I think it's 100. Well, 100, this is why we're confused, because 100 is make a joyful noise to the Lord, all the earth. Worship the Lord with gladness. Come into his presence with singing. All right, and 150, went too far, now I'm in Proverbs. This is giving very thin pages. 150, which is the last song. Oh, that's praise the Lord. Praise God in his sanctuary. I was thinking it was 150, but it's not. What is make a joyful? Well, I guess this is it. But there is a part. See, right now is when I want to Google it. I mean, not Google it, but I want to be able to highlight it and make it find it, because I'm so used to doing this. I haven't downloaded. Do y'all have the Bible on your iPhones?
On my phone.
I need to do that. I need to do that, because then I can search for that and find it. worship the Lord with
So I
gladness.
think it's your
This is the New Revised Standard Version. So, but it is Psalm 100. Okay, so make a joyful noise to the Lord, all the earth. Worship the Lord with gladness. Come into his presence with singing. Know that the Lord is God. It is he that made us, and we are his. We are his people and the sheep of his pasture. Enter his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise. Give thanks to him. Bless his name. For the Lord is good. His steadfast love endures forever, and his faithfulness to all generations. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise to God. Oh, but you know what? Y'all cannot say it like this. Make a joyful noise. I'm on a Dr. Pepper high. I'm on a blueberry cake high. And I'm trying really hard to not be on the low. Okay, so let's do it one more time.
So the first time we do it all together.
Yeah.
I was
Okay.
confused.
Because we had snaps today.
Say it again.
Are we including the snaps?
We can. Let's do. That was fun. Let's do it. Here you go. Ready? Oh, snaps. You know what? I want to hear the speech in a round two. So let's do 4 things. Let's do unison speech, and then let's do the round with the speech, and then let's do the body percussion in a round, and then let's do play the drums in a round.
I was going to suggest that the second time we speak it in between the body percussion and the drums so that they would hear it not 2 times in a row and then 2 instruments without hearing it.
Okay.
But we don't have to.
So speech in unison, body percussion in a round, speech in a round, hand drums in a round. Let's do it. Thank you, Deanna. That's great. All right, ready? Here we go. And you have to look. You know, I always tell the kids, part of singing is acting, and even if you don't feel thrilled, you need to do it. But you should be thrilled with this text. This is great. This is beautiful. Here you go. Ready? Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise to God. Let's make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise to God. Serve the Lord with gladness. Serve the Lord with gladness. Serve the Lord with gladness. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise I think what would really be neat would be to do unison speech, body percussion in the round, hand drums in the round, and then have the speech at the end. Because then they get to hear the text one more time. Yeah, I think that was neat. Y'all, that was cool. That was really neat. It was cool, and it was also wonderfully celebratory and worshipful. Don't you think? I mean, it's really neat. What did you say?
For the start of worship.
Yeah, for the start of worship. I mean, with nothing said, just start. You could have someone read the scripture first, the whole song, and then say it. That's kind of neat.
Depending on the tempo, it seemed very fast and I'm also.
Oh!
But for the little children, I mean, for first one, it seemed fast.
That would be fast.
The thing is,
They practice
slow
it.
is harder than fast,
Ah.
believe it or not.
Okay.
So if you try to tell children, okay, let's move like this, that is hard. Playing parts on the Orff instruments that are slow are hard. Fast is easier. And by the time they're in third, fourth, and fifth grades, oh my gosh, they eat this up. They like it.
It's Psalm 100 in the King James Version.
Okay, good. So it's the same, it's the text.
That's where you get to serve.
Okay, serve as opposed to whatever that
Yes.
was, yeah. Okay, all right, so we can, actually, if your hand drum says Julie Scott or SMU, would you put it right over here? Because those are going to go to my car after this session.
You're
And
through after this one.
I am. I'm going to Hungary tomorrow.
Oh,
I know, I can't wait. I'm going to the International Paradise Society Conference. Yeah, I'm excited. In case you're not
That's when I was.
we're flying in a boat. All right. You know what? I'm already kind of packed, so I'm not taking this time. All right. I think we have time for one more activity. Before we do that though, take a look in your notes for this last session, and notice that it's in a piece called Rhythmusche. I'm going to show that to you a little fast. Rhythmusche is a book that probably none of you have known of. Well, no, wait a minute. You probably got it. I'll bet it was required for level 1
I think it was.
in Kentucky, because we use this book all the time. This one's the entire too. Rhythmusche just means rhythmic exercises, rhythmic pieces. And there are pieces in here that are for Pachin, only for Pachin. And that's what this one comes from. This is canon number 16. It's right here on the page. It looks so innocent. It's got 2 lines because one is one leg and the other is the other leg. So it's written like percussion scores. And then the next section is for Pachin und Klatschen. So there are a couple pieces that you got, which is kind of cool. And then there's a section called, after Pachin und Klatschen, I think it's Stampen und Klatschen. And there's one that goes, oh, it's so cool. I bet you know this one. I can finish it now. Isn't that fun? Yeah, it's really fun. And you can do that one in a round too. No, I don't do that one around. I do that one with movement. We move through the space and then transfer it to instruments. Any of these can have a text, and you just write the text to go with it. And that's how the kids can learn it. The next section is Pachin, Stampen, Pachin und Klatschen. And then the last section is Stampen, Pachin, Klatschen und Schnalzen. And one of the famous pieces from that section goes, your turn. No. No, but it's really fun and children love it. And so we make up texts to go with it, you know, something to help us remember what the rhythm is. Or we read the rhythm from the board. I mean, there are a lot of different possibilities. So this book is a jewel. We even write melodies to go with the body percussion sometimes. So that that one that I just did, my kids wrote one time. Doo, doo, doo. No, what was it? No, that was another one. They wrote, for this one they wrote, doo, 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 doo. So they just wrote a nice little melody that matched the contour of what we were doing. And they can do that. Or they can, like I said, write a text for it. Yesterday we were doing the dramatization of parables. You could add something to it. Something about the thorns or something about the rocky soil when they get there. When they get to the places where the seeds didn't work out, they could have some speech that happens there. They say about it. Are you with me? So something rhythmic that could happen there. All right, so that's that book. I have one more piece. Oh, and if you want to write it out, make a joyful noise. I think of that as tika, tika, ta. Tika, tika, ta. Tika, tika, ti, ti, ta. So I think it is 16th notes and a quarter note for noise. She actually wrote it as 8th notes, so it's ti, 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 ta, rest. But it feels like 16th notes to me. So either way, it's still going to sound the same. Tika, tika, ta. Tika, tika, ta. Tika, tika, ti, ti, ta. Ti, tika, tika, ta. Tika, tika, ta. Tika, tika, ti, ti, ta. And it's ti, ti, tika, tika. So serve the Lord with gladness. The Lord with gladness is going to be the 16th notes. Serve the 8th notes. And then make a joyful noise is tika, tika, ta. Okay. All right. Get my recorder out. I was talking to somebody about my recorder at the break, and then I guess I forgot to get it out. I apologize. It's just going to take me a second to grab. Ah, there it is. See if you know this melody. Yes. The hymn tune is,
Manna.
it's called Holy Manna. Holy Manna. And it's got a lot of different texts. I chose a few to put in your notes. And so one is, and I got these from, I don't know, I got them from several different hymnals. Some are from United Methodist hymnal. I found one in the Presbyterian hymnal. And I didn't look at all of them, but I know there are a lot of them. And then I wrote one more verse. There at the second verse I wrote, because my kids at First Methodist Dallas were doing this for Thanksgiving. We did it, and I thought, okay, manna, okay, we're thankful for breath, right? And so I wrote the second one. But the first verse is, Glorious is your, if you know it, sing it with me. Glorious is your name, most holy God and Father of us all. We, your servants, bow before you, strive to answer every call. You with life's great good have blessed And then we're going to learn the Orff instrument parts that go with this. Ready? God, we thank you for your blessings, for the bounties you bestow, for our food and for our shelter, all the gifts that help us grow, for our parents and our teachers, all who lead us in your way. God, we come with grateful spirits on this blessed Thanksgiving Day. So that one, you know, for Thanksgiving, it's kind of nice. So would you come back to the Orff instrument? I don't suppose anybody else has a recorder in your pocket. Okay, because we might do a verse with recorder. But bring your notes and then also bring, well, just your notes and yourself. Take a look at this piece and tell me what key it's in. G. It's been G afternoon this afternoon. So,
But now the recorder's a C.
it is going to be amazing. So I'm playing it in G. Okay. But it is, you're right. All fingers down in C when we're recording. All righty. So we need to set up for G one at a time. And Abby and Clara are already set up, and so is Amy. They're already set up. So just in case you weren't here, I'll review this really quickly. Got it? You know what? We need people on. We can have two people on. So two. And look, there are two empty glockenspiels over here. Yep. And we're going to need. Yeah, that's it. I mean, we can add something else, but that's what we need. Okay. So Caitlin, why don't you share right here? Okay. Or you can watch either way is fine. Okay. So here we go. First thing we need to do is set up for G pentatonic, and so that means that G is good. This is what we call a plagal melody because the notes go below Do. And the range of this piece, even though Do is the tonal center, it goes, well, it's so, la, do, re, do. No, is that right? Yeah. Mi, re, do, la, so, la, do, mi, re, do. And so it never goes to high Do, thankfully, because we're in G. But it does go to So for just a minute. Mi, so, mi, do, re, do. And the whole range is from So below Do to So above Do. So that's where the range is. And we call that a plagal melody. Okay, so yeah, it's not the same thing as a plagal cadence. It's a different thing. It just means it goes with. Do you remember learning, some of you have music degrees, do you remember learning about hypo, mixolydian, and hypodorian? And the hypo had to do with whether it was above and below, and hypo, anyway, never mind, you don't know that right now. Okay, so, anyway, okay, good, thank you. All right, so Do is G, and what's red? A, and what's me? B, good, and what's Fa?
C.
C, and we're not using it. So with two hands lifting straight up, take off your C bars. And you got two, or you guys have three C bars. Okay? And then So and La are which bars? T and E. And T would be, well, it really would be F sharp. We know that. But we're not using F, so we'll take off the F bars as well. Which one?
F sharp or F.
F. So now you've got it set up so that it's two bars, which are the low So and the low La, and then three, which are Do, Re, Mi, and then two, which are So and La. And then most of you have just two more, Do and Re. You guys have Do, Re, Mi again. Okay? So we're set up for G pentatonic. This is Do pentatonic on G. That's its full name. All right? And take a look at the drone. This is kind of a ready, set, read process today. Even though you know I would teach this to the kids just by rote probably. But take a look at it. And which kind of simple drone is that when both bars play at the same time? Chord. Go Clara. You're awesome. Okay, so it's a chord drum because you're playing both notes at the same time. We said, for lack of a better term, even though there's not a third in it, we still call it a chord drum. Okay? And then take a look at the B section. I haven't labeled it as such, but it's the part that goes that part. What's happening in the bass on that part?
Not much.
Not much. That's right. It's just, in fact, I'm missing a sign because and I know how to do this now. Maybe I didn't know how to do it then. But every one of these stems should have 2 lines through it, 2 diagonal lines, and that means to do what? Roll or tremolo. So you're all going to find D2 and tremolo on that. So let's start from the A section, and everybody finds your G1 and your D2, and that's the drum for G. And you're just going to play that rhythm like the half note and the 2 quarters.
The bottom line.
Oh, actually, we're starting on the bass part.
Yeah, but on the bottom line, yeah.
Yep. Ready? You got it? So the G and the D. 1, 2, and 3. Everybody can play this for right now. Everybody can play it right now. Yeah. Red and now we stop. Jerry just brought up a really good point, and that is, well, it's not for us though. It's for, and she was thinking she wasn't supposed to play it. When we teach these parts, all children learn all the parts. That way we're not saying, okay, glockenspiels, xylophones, everybody just sit still while I teach Abby this part. Because really it's her part, but everybody's going to learn it now. Because there are only only 3 parts. So we're all going to learn all 3 of them. Okay, so let's go back to that again. Everybody just play it. 1, 2, and here you go. 2, little bit softer. Traditionally has a drone sound underneath it. The men's parts would be the tonic and the fifth. So that's why I chose to set this with work instruments, because I think it's pretty with the drum underneath it and no chord change. But on the B section, it kind of does need one, because look, it ends on that big old A, which sounds like a big 5 chord. So we're going to drone. We would call this a pedal tone. Sorry, I'm getting real theoretical with this afternoon for whatever reason. But it's a dominant pedal tone, and you're just going to play it. So just play it with the roll. Everybody find D2, and here you go. The kids love it. Yes, you can. And play it a little softer, a little softer. Are we ready? Go back to the G. Now take a look at the soprano glockenspiel part, and we call this a color part in Orff orchestrations, and it's just going to go doo. We played something similar to this in the last class. Doo, 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 actually, there aren't because it goes on. Okay, you want to play it this time? Here we go, ready? And the last time there's just one. Okay, so the form of this piece is actually A, A, B, A. Because the second time that doesn't repeat, just the first time it repeats. Okay, so I think we've got the bass part. I'm not worried about it. And I'd like the bass and telephone to play that. So you're not the bass and telephone, her Abby. So Abby's going to play that, and you guys are going to, my mother used to, they used to drive my mom crazy, Adrian, because she would say, and now the piano, somebody would say to her, and now the piano will play blah, 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 and she'd be like, I'm not the piano, I'm not that. she didn't like being called the piano. So you guys, with all your names, are going to play we'll have the bass and the 3 altos play that part. And then everybody else will write down and play that. G's. Okay. Switch it. We're going to start at the beginning.
Yeah.
So you're going to play the low
bottom note, the bottom
the
flat.
G and the D
Okay.
on the half note quarter note.
I got you.
That's it. Okay. Let's have this. Let's have you guys give us a little introduction. Soprano xylophones and soprano metallophone. You guys play the AG part, which really says is alto glockenspiel, but this is pretty on the sopranos. It's the same range as the alto glockenspiel. And all glockenspiels play the G's, that color part. So at the beginning it's 1, 2, 3, 4, then you Got it? Okay, got your part? Let's hear it. 1, 2, here we go. Nice, good. So there were a few little things in there, so that's good. Oh, it's a little after the pie. Do you know what, we have to do it one more time. And I'm right, some people who really would love to sing this. Would you do that? Who wants to be the singer?
Well, what's the same?
No, no.
Instead of playing,
sing.
I can sing.
I'm an instrumentalist. You are?
Here, do you want
Then
to play?
let everybody
And then I'll sing.
sing. It's in him. So we can do it.
Except you don't have to sing.
Okay, good. All right, so let's have
So
some
when you go to
singers.
G and D, you know.
So 1, 2, and one more.
Can I sing it?
Yeah. Let's, or you can, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. You might not have a taste like this. That's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna play recorder, and let's have some
That
listen
makes
to
it a lot
text,
less
and then we'll do it again. Would you like some honors? Thank you.
Sorry about that. Thank you.
Let's start with an introduction with the basses and altos. So nobody's gonna play that one, y'all both can sing. That's okay. So go to that G and that E. There you go, good. That's it. God, we thank you for your blessings, for the bounties you bestow. You're our food and you're our shelter, all the gifts that help us grow. Nice. There is one more piece in here, and so you're welcome to take a look at that. It's Ezekiel saw the wheel, and it has chord changes, and it's in F pentatonic. Actually, it's not pentatonic. Ezekiel saw the wheel, it's not pentatonic. So it's in F, so we would just use the F and the C, and for the 5 chord, you open up to octave Cs.